Hello and welcome to Video DNA, where the English is bad and the tutorials are good. I'm Miran Tabib and today we are done. After today, no more tutorials on Tehran 3 because that's it. That was the last episode for this season. So it's not a secret, we're working on a new one and it's gonna be more explosive and more amazing. And today I want to show you two things. So first of all, I want to show you one of the main characters of the episode, the bomb, which you may believe it or not, it was never there. So I'm gonna talk about how we created this element for a lot of scenes and how we can track them so it will be easy to change them by time and it will be easy to animate them. So what's the system behind it? And this incredible shot that you might believe it or not, this was shot on a green screen. And I will tell you why and how I created all the elements behind it. So let's start with this time bomb. So this time bomb is actually based on footage of the bomb itself, but it was lacking the timer. So we designed the timer in Photoshop, of course, and we brought all the elements and all the layers here and created a system that will be easy to animate. So we have like, I think 20 or 30 shots when we see this timer, sometime up close and sometimes with the actors. And we created a really nice system based on a really nice preset, which I'm going to show you right now. So let's go through the layers of this timer. This is the close-ups, so there is no prepared footage or imagery except what we've created. And we have like the base elements that created, and they're based on videos that we took on close-up of the bomb itself. So we can composite it firstly in Photoshop and then animate it inside of After Effects. So this is the element itself, and everything is 3D, so we can move a camera. There is a really subtle camera movement for some parallax and some movement and some wiggle, so it will feel more realistic and more like somebody actually took this footage and filmed it. And so we can see, I know it's hard to see, but there is a really subtle parallax between the front layer and the back layer. If I skip back and forth, you barely see it, but if you look at this area, you can see it. So let's go to the other elements that comprise the bomb. So we have this main composition, and this main composition is used in all the other shots. So we'll see it also in the shots with Hugh Laurie and Mr. Taub. So I really like this composition because it basically uses a lot of techniques I've shown in my site, I think even 10 years ago. So if I look at the clock base, we have this clock, which is based on a Photoshop image, and we created one that we can place the digits inside each of these, I don't know how to call it, chip, each of the chip. And we have some lighting effects, just some curves and masks, nothing special about it. So it will look like there is a front dome that casts shadow on this element. And all of these elements are from really old tutorial that I show how to create a clock with expressions. So you can go to the site and see it. It's a really old, but still really relevant tutorial. So I'm gonna go inside, and we have this 0 digit, so it's like semi-transparent. It's I think really transparent, like only 24% opacity, which is an 8. And I have all of these layers that are changing, and I will pull out the frame or the second that I need with an expression outside on a timer map. And this is exactly what happened. So if I cancel this one, I can see that I can change it just by dialing up and down the timer map, which is pretty cool. And you ask me, okay, but why didn't you use a font? There are a lot of digital fonts, but none of them have this layer below, this one, this little thing. And when I started, I actually bought a font. I don't remember its name. I think Digital 7 or something like that. But I saw that it doesn't have this one. And you say, okay, so you can have an edit and put it below. And I said, okay, I can also create it by myself, which is 10 times more cool. And that's why I did it, because I like to do cool things. It's like, don't you know me already? I can't. This one is good. Anyway, so I have 0, 1, 2, 3, which is pretty good. And on 0, we have I think you understand that. And if you don't understand it, go to the tutorial. The link will be below. And to make it a lot easier to animate, because I need to animate a few layers to create the time, I connected a digital clock, which is a preset we sell on our site, that actually created to do exactly this. This is a layer. It's like you just drag it to the comp and you have a clock that you can use. So I just connected it and told it which character to take. This is what this means. So if it like, this is 4, so it takes the 7th character or the 8th one. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because it starts from 0. And if we look at this expression, it takes the 6th one. And again and again and again until I have the animation of all of them. And why is it so easy to animate? Because this is how digital clock preset built. It's like you come and you just tell it the hours and it animates by itself. You just tell them what the time is at the beginning on the comp, and that's it. It's like if I wanted to change to a different time, let's say 9, that's it. It's 9. And if I want the count of the seconds to be 12, that's it. It's 12. And it counts automatically by itself. No need for manual keyframing. So if I had like a remark from the director, no, this is supposed to be this and that time, this is exactly what I did. And they were pretty good about it. It's like we had like an Excel and they wrote on each shot what time to show. And again, when they changed the timeline, they changed the edit, and we needed to fix it, it was like go inside the project, change a few digits, and that's it. And of course, for the seconds, if I wanted to start like in 56. And the nice thing about it, you don't need to worry about what happens when it changes. Everything changes like a real clock, because this is the brain and it knows how to do it. I don't need to do it by myself. So this is the clock layer. And there is one minor detail I really like about it. It's like, if you go close, you can see that there is like a subtle blink. And the subtle blink is the opacity of these layers, all of them, all of the clock layers, connected to the opacity of this. So I don't need to manually control each one of them. So they are all connected to this opacity. And this is pretty cool. It's like I have a keyframe of 50%, 47%, and then 50% again. And this is looped. It's looped out. It's like a simple expression, loop out, and it will do it again and again and again. So there is a subtle blink that you can barely see, but you feel it. And it helps it reach more realism with this. It's like, don't ask me how many timer I looked to understand there is this subtle blink. I don't know why. It's like, I think because the electricity and blah 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 things I don't understand about, but this is eventually what happened. And of course, a few more layers, and that's it. Of course, it's cropped, but eventually I have this layer, and I have some, I think, a blur layer and a grain layer to make it. If you can see, there is like a tilt shift over here. This is all animated by hand. so it will look more like someone took the camera a little bit inwards and then the focus changed a bit, so he compensated on it. So that's what we have. That's why we have this look. But it's all 3D. I can turn it like this, but we never reach this these angles, but we could. But it doesn't look that good in these angles because I need to put more depth in the panel itself for it to feel real. So we didn't get to that point because the director liked this approach. And if we look on all other shots, it's the same mechanism. It's the same one. So if I go inside, I have some, of course, I have a few effects to make it composite better. I have the curves to make it a little bit more red because all the surrounding is red. I have some camera blur, and of course I need some grain. So I created fractal noise on it to create the grain. And this is really, really nice because it renders really fast instead of the grain effects that After Effects has. And if we go inside, it is the same layer again and again, over and over again, which is a pretty nice thing to do because if we need for each composition to create something new, it's a lot of work. And I remind you that there's, I think, like 20 or 30 shots like it. So this is this shots of the timer. And let's go to this shot. I pre-render it so you can see it, but this was done on a green screen. That was my dog coughing. She's really, really old. So this was shot on a green screen, and it was shot on a green screen because our VFX supervisor knew that the director wanted to plant the city. The city is not there. It's planted in there. So we shot this on a green screen. So and after that we shot this plate. And if I go inside this plate, and we planted the city over here. And I remind you, this is not Tehran. This is not Iran. This is Greece. So we took an area that looks like, but it's not, and said, okay, after that, we will plant Tehran over there. So what went into this scene? So first of all, we have this shot. So a lot of cleanup here, a lot of cleanup. But I used this to create a camera track. So if I solo this layer, I used it to create a 3D camera. So I can, after that, put the other shot over there. So a lot of cleanups, really, 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 really dirty job. Really, bleh. I remember this. This was not fun at all. It's like, let's go here. No, let's go here. It's like, I'm gonna go inside so you can see the mess inside there. So this is the alpha layer, and this is how much work went into this shot. Each part has its own its own unique rotoscoping. This was not pleasant at all. You can see the naming. You can see the leg, the coat, the shoulder, the guy in the middle, the head. This was not fun at all. But the overall technique was pretty cool. So I had pretty good time utilizing the technique. So we have this smoke, but this is not the most interesting layer. The most interesting layer is this layer. Yeah, I know it's a bad pre-comp one. Sorry, guys. So this layer was shot like this, and it was reverse tracked again, so I can paint the city over here. And the city, if I go to full resolution, the city has all the elements of Tehran. This is a few elements that we shot, some of them from actual Tehran and some of them from other places. But we have a lot of elements, like we have this part that covers the city, we have this part and this part, and a lot of parts to build this city. And this is the Athens part of it. Yeah, this is Athens. Athens, I don't know how to pronounce it. So it was reverse track to be placed here. And after that, we took this layer and made it stable, at least the middle of it, so it could be attached to this solid layer that we saw earlier. And because it was stabilized and we can move it as the original green screen footage, it looks like we are going up and seeing everything together. So you don't notice these are two different planes. So this is a lot of fun to work on. It really is heavy, mainly because of the rotoscoping, which took a lot of techniques. It took some green screen, it took some mocha rotoscoping, and a usage of the roto brush. And I had a blast. I really had a blast. And I think it took me almost a week to complete. And that's it. This is one of the most amazing shots I had to work with, and it's invisible. It's like when you see it, you say, nah, visual effects here? No way. And to summarize everything, what I like so much about working on Tehran is the most VFX I do there, if you haven't noticed them, I did a good job. And there are a lot of shots like it all over the Tehran series. Most of the VFX shots are invisible. It's like when you think of visual effects, you think about spaceships and monsters and explosions, but here everything is subtle. And this is why I like to work on this project. You need to be subtle about your VFX. You need them to not be noticeable. You need them to be a part of the story and not the story. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this journey. I enjoyed it mostly, but it took a lot of time for me. I hope I will have the energy sometime in the future to do something like this again. And if you go from episode 1 until episode 8 and you see things and you learn things and you use them and it helped you to be a better VFX artist, I've done my part. Anyway, I'm gonna see you next time. Not next week, next time. Thank you for watching these tutorials. Thank you for being with me. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye. Go. I'm done. I'm not doing this again. Never. Goodbye. I said goodbye. Jeez.